Hey everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel once again. This is your friend Abhishek, but not a financial advisor. And in today's video, we are going to talk about investing in real estate in Germany. So are you guys considering investing in German real estate? Well, in this video, we'll cover step-by-step guide, not in detail though, but a step-by-step guide to how to invest into German real estate and why you should be investing in German real estate now. But what they don't tell you are the challenges which you might face or will face eventually in buying a German real estate or investing in Germany in rental properties, for example. So in this video, I will show you few of those challenges which I myself as a landlord faced in Germany, owning a rental property in Germany. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So guys, before we jump into the main content of this video, which is the step-by-step guide and the challenges which you could face owning a real estate in Germany or rental property in Germany, I would like to point this particular comment on one of my investing in German real estate videos, and I wanted to show you how wrong this particular person is about German real estate. So what he had said here is, who has the capacity to rent a 1800 euro per month apartment or building? Because in that particular video I showed that I own a house in Germany. I own multiple houses in Germany and it cost around 270k, and now I could really easily sell it at a 50% profit. So he said that if someone has, why he will live in your 300k odd euro home in tier 2 city. Good luck finding this dream tenant, and honestly stop fooling folks out here. Okay, so no offense taken, because he probably is just someone who has no knowledge whatsoever. And these are the comments actually which are helping me to know that what exactly are people thinking and what is the problem which I could solve as an influencer, yeah, and throw some light on such knowledgeable people who has a lot of knowledge, seems to be, about German real estate. Okay, so first of all, and I will give you some proofs, and this will really clear this doubt if you guys have this doubt that the rendita or the return on your investment in German real estate is not that high. Many people say that, or the German real estate is not a good market to invest in, and blah blah blah, or who would be living in a tier 2 city in my apartment. Okay, I would just like to point out some facts to clear this doubt, and then we go on further in this video as well. So here is an article from Consorsbank. Yeah, before I show you my personal return on investments and my personal rental income, I just want to still show you guys so what is happening and what the German banks are thinking about. So this is a statement from Consorsbank, and analysis and statistical analysis from these banks are quarterly basis. So these come on quarterly basis. So here, this is from Consorsbank, and this is from 2022, when the inflow of the refugees from the war and expats was not that high compared to 2024 right now. So office market study, secondary locations, particularly crisis resilient. So many tier 2 and many tier 3 locations offer substantial long-term rental price increases, not decrease, increases. Risk of surplus space lower in tier 2 markets. And now let me show you guys why there is no problem, and there won't be any problem in the future as well for renting out an apartment which you buy in Germany. So German housing crisis is like winning a lottery, and this article is from 2024, this year. Okay, and I have also covered this particular topic in my previous videos as well. So here we are. 400,000 new apartments per year is an unattainable objective. And why? Because high interest rates and construction cost is causing that, and the German real estate housing shortage is on the peak. So the German government is far from achieving ambitious goal of building 400,000 new homes a year, including 100,000 social housing units. And like I said, it's important because of the amount of people coming from other countries because of the war. It's important to build these social housing units as well. So according to the IFO Institute of Economic Research, around 245,000 apartments were built in 2023 only, and only 210 this year only 210. With the supply of housing in Germany so low, the keyword so low, and demand so high, rents are also skyrocketing. So I don't have to explain this further, guys, and I don't have to read this full article. I will also link this article in the description below, and you guys can have a look by yourself. So the point here is there is no concern about renting an apartment in tier 2 or tier 3 cities. In fact, people are dying to get a roof on their heads, especially even the government offices, the social amt, are contacting the landlords to know if we could give the apartments for the social renting purposes, okay, for the refugees or for the arbeitslos people, for all the social causes. And I personally also got an offer from the Amt to rent out my apartment in Eschau, which is tier 3 city according to this particular comment, which you guys might not even have heard of. And I got an offer from the Amt if the apartment is available for such social purposes or tenants. But I said no, because I already am renting it. And yeah, by the way, all my houses are like 4 or 5 years. I bought them 4 or 5 years ago. So this particular comment makes no sense because I am already renting it. And even though if you buy it right now, I'm damn sure there won't be any problem in renting out an apartment in Germany. So investing in real estate in Germany for investment purposes should have no concern when it comes to rental agreements or giving out the apartment for rent. Okay, but with that being said, this topic is out of the way, and now let's talk about step-by-step guide of buying a apartment in Germany. So like I said, I would not cover this particular topic in detail. I can make a separate video for you guys, but please let me know in the comment section down below, and if I get more than 60 comments, then I will make a video on that. So a simple thing is that you can type right here. So I live in Aschaffenburg. I will put Aschaffenburg here and kaufen. So I'm buying it. Now, for buying an apartment where you want to live in, you can choose anything. But if you are looking for an Anlageobjekt or an investment property, you can choose Anlageobjekt right here. And now I click Suchen. And here I can see, okay, these are quite expensive, but let's go to this one, 225K. And now what you should be doing is, first of all, see the Baujahr. You can have a look at the Baujahr, and you can have, so my very first thing is I check the Gesamtfläche, so the Wohnfläche, and if the rent is mentioned here, yeah, if the rent is mentioned here, then I will calculate the Rendite, which is the return on my investment. And if the return on my investment is more than 5%, then I go further to check if I'm interested. So this is my first level of checklist. So if the rental yield is not crossing 5%, I will just close this ad and I will move on to another property. So this is my first step, which I would recommend you guys can have a look, because rental yield is quite important, because that's what you're investing in for. Okay, you want a cash flow. Even if you don't have a cash flow in the first let's say calculation, then you need to calculate after the Steuererklärung or after the tax declaration how much money you're getting back. So again, if you guys would like to know how to calculate that or how am I calculating that, then please leave a comment in the comment section down below. I will make a separate video on that. Again, if I get more than 50 comments, then only I would do so. Okay, so here's the Kauf price. This is quite important. Now you get to know how much you have to have in your bank account to buy this property. So you can see all these side costs. So Grund, Gewerbesteuer, Makler, Provision, Notarkosten, and Grundbucheintrag. So these are the fixed costs, except Makler, Provision, or the broker commission. You can take it out if you're, you can put a filter to not have a broker. Yeah. And then you just can take this cost out, so you can save this money. But most of the times, even this cost is actually included in the buying price by the seller. So anyways, but still you can negotiate because with the broker you have to negotiate more for this cost, and then also with the seller. So there are two people in the negotiation process, whereas if it's directly from the seller, you just have to negotiate from the seller. And one more tip, and one of a really good person who I know, Ajay Dhingra, he always says, and I like his quote, that you don't need to always negotiate, yeah, because you have to think about the seller as well, and because he also wants some profit. So don't negotiate really hard that you lose a good deal. Okay, So apart from that, then of course you need to see the energy class, because this is quite important when you're buying a house, especially old houses. So 1985 is not old. People think that this is old, but trust me, the German houses are maintained really nicely, and the rules and the regulations which are for the landlords forces us to actually maintain our houses. Yeah. Anyway, so energy class is important, because if the green party comes in, then you might have to do some really drastic changes. So you should prefer a much higher energy class, and then go in for the Object Beschreibung. So what is the object? How is the object? Where is it located? And the Grundriese is quite important. The Lage, where is the object located? So surroundings are quite important. And like I said, you need to know if you have this much amount of money. So for example, in this case, what it says that you need an Eigenkapital of 65,000 euros. So this is 65,000 on top of these extra costs, which is approximately 28,000 euros. So Kaufpreis is 325, so Gesamtpreis is 354. So 28 plus 65, you need to have 90k, 100k. So this is less than 100% of the credit which you are going to take. And with this, if you have 65,000 euros plus this 28,000 cost, then your monthly rate will be around 1,000 euros with 3.24% interest rate. Now, this interest rate can go higher if you don't have this much money, which I don't suppose many of my viewers have. So in that case, you can just go in for 100% credit, which means you don't need to collect this much money, but only have 29,000 euros. But of course, then the effective Jahreszinsen will go up. Yeah. So again, can make a detailed video on that. Need to know your opinion. So apart from that, Lage is quite important. So where the location is, because location is quite important. Location plays a key role in renting out the apartment. Again, like I said, renting out is not a problem in Germany, guys. This is a really big misconception, especially from that comment which I saw. And renting out is never a problem in Germany, especially with so much of inflow of the people and expats. Yeah, Germany did not make expat friendly country just without a cause. Okay, so there is a reason why there will be people coming into Germany, especially with this expat friendly rules and regulations. Okay, so this is the step-by-step guide. Like I said, if you guys would like to know a much more detailed analysis, then feel free to comment in the comment section down below, and I will make a detailed video on that. Okay, so now, like I said, that I will give you guys my personal proof that renting out an apartment in tier 2 and tier 3 cities is not a problem at all. So this right here, what you're seeing, is directly from my Steuererklärung, my tax declaration. Nothing of this is fake. It cannot be fake. It's directly from my tax declaration, and this is how the official document looks like. So you can see so this is the third building. So you can see this is the third building right here. And I own more than 2 buildings. So this is the third building right here, and it's in Eschau. Have you heard about it? Search for it. It's in nowhere. Okay. Now, the first of all, rental yield. When people say there is no good amount of rental yield in Germany. So here is my Mieteinnahme. 24,000 euros yearly. That's like a normal salary for few people. Okay, not blue card holders, not bachelors, people who hold bachelors. That's a salary which is coming from this particular house of mine. Okay, and I cannot show you guys more proof. This is from the tax declaration certificate. And then you can see right here that total income was 31,000 euros, out of which 12,000 euros was my tax benefit. I know that you guys are quite curious about how I got so high of tax benefit from my real estate. So if you guys are really curious about that, leave a comment. After those costs, the profit here is 19,000 euros. This is from 2023. Now my profit has increased up to 20,000 euros yearly. Yes, yearly. So those who say tier 2, tier 3 cities have good luck with renting it out, well, I'm already earning. So no offense to this guy. People can be keyboard warriors, no problem. But this actually gives me an idea that how unaware people are about investing in real estate in Germany, especially the rental properties. So That's good. So that's why I could make a video on it. Yeah. So this is the particular amount of profit which I could make. And this is what I wanted to show you guys. Now let's talk about some challenges. So in this house where I'm living right now, we have a tenant downstairs, and on the apartment upstairs I'm living. So we had some problems, and you guys can have a look at this video. So we had a shimmer issue. Yeah, the fungus or the mold issue on the walls, but that was quickly fixed. For the mold, I see a lot of comments, also questions on many of the Telegram groups and channels. But first, have a look at the challenges in owning a real estate in Germany. So here we had the problem with the leakage of the toilet. So here's the old one, here's the new one, and the problem was that there was this rubber part which was here, and the fresh water was leaking. So, and apart from that, we have this shimmel here, and also same we have here some shimmel on the corners. Now we will use this shimmel inferno. In old houses this problem can happen a lot of times, and so in one of my houses, and just put some small heaters around and remove the furnitures, and air ventilation is the most important thing. So this has to be open. See, the shimmel is like really improved just by the spray. So now only this, some parts is left, but below it's all gone just with the spray. So the other challenge which we faced was during changing this sink in the kitchen. So in old houses, or not just in old houses, but actually also in other houses, for example, where the pipes are quite long to reach let's say any part of the house, like sink for example, for the hot water. So hot water takes a lot of time to reach there, yeah, and it could, let's say, be expensive to put pipes, like long pipes, to reach there. So in old houses, especially in old houses, there are sometimes no pipes for the hot water, for example in the kitchen, and therefore you might see like small boilers like this one right here, the white one which you see. So in that case you need these type of Wasserhahn, so taps, where we have 3 pipes, so one for the boiler. Yeah, so this is quite unusual. So like you saw, we had a toilet removed, yeah, because there was a leakage inside, and there you see in the toilet there is a lot of mold. So this is really not good for my tenant, and I really care for the health and welfare of my tenant. So as soon as this became like this, I had to take an action, and therefore I am taking an action right now. We will first of all remove this mold, and then we will paint it with latex. This is another solution which you could apply. So heat and moisture. So of course it's also a tenant's responsibility to ventilate the whole apartment. As you can see in my apartment downstairs, there are big windows, so the tenant had to ventilate, but he could not. Yeah, and according to the agreement, which most of the landlords put in their agreements to protect themselves, is if the ventilation from you as a tenant is not done properly, then the landlord does not hold any responsibility for the mold action. In fact, then it becomes your responsibility to remove it and fix the walls at your own cost. So remember that. But I'm a friendly landlord. Even though if the apartment was not ventilated properly, I know the guy, and I am taking all the cost on my pocket, and I will paint the whole bathroom nicely, remove the shimmel first with the shimmel inferno which you saw in the video, and it worked actually. And then we will put some heating with the fan or something. This is another solution which you could apply. Put a small heater on the wall where the shimmel is or the mold is, and then let it dry, and then put the inferno like remover 2 or 3 times, and it will go away if it's not that hard. Okay, so most of the times it helps. Another problem we had, because it's an old house, so owning an old house has some of its own challenges. So you saw that we have a 3-pipe function, and this 3-pipe is, or a schlauch, is basically when the heating is not coming directly, when the heated water is not coming directly to the sink. Yeah. And in some of the houses, especially the old houses, you don't have that function. Or if the pipes have to be, made really long to reach that particular sink, so the hot water takes a lot of time. So the construction is made more friendly way, and therefore the more convenient way is to put a boiler under the sink. And in that case, we have three pipes. So that's why we had to buy a special tap with these 3 pipes, 3 schlauch. This is another small, it's not a challenge, but just to know all these things is important. Another thing is that one of the knobs behind under the sink, which is to stop the water, because to change this we had to stop the water, is really rusted. This is one important thing which you guys should know when you are going to shop for real estate, that you need to check all these knobs from cellar to everywhere in the building. If you are going to buy the whole building or the particular apartment, you need to check all these knobs, which are, let's say, if they are 10 to 20 years old, and if they are not used, they get rusted, and then it could be quite expensive to change everything. Okay. So this is another challenge which you could face, because every 10 to 20 years these knobs should be changed or checked, at least, which are not used. So yeah guys, these were some of the points which I wanted to cover in this video, because I recently had this not construction but this repair work and maintenance, and this is what I wanted to tell you, that maintaining a real estate is a challenge as well. But the only question which you have to ask, is it worth? Yes, in my opinion it is, because this might happen every once in a while. Okay. And if you're maintaining it quite regularly or quite nicely, then this might not even happen. So, but like in the case of toilet, it was an accident, it got broke. You cannot really imagine all these things not happening, or you cannot really calculate these things, but you need to keep some money aside, and that's what I did. So for me, it was okay, because I always keep some emergency fund for such maintenance work on the side pocket. And that's why you need to have a calculation when you are going to buy a real estate in Germany, if it's cash flow positive or not. So yeah, this was another topic which you could use the comment section for, that how to calculate if the property is rental property is cash flow positive, or if it doesn't look like cash flow positive in the first calculation by calculating your monthly raten or monthly payment to the bank with the interest rates, but after you do the tax declaration, then it might be cash flow positive, because you get a lot of taxes back. Yeah, use the comment section, and like I said, if I get a lot of comments, I will definitely try to make a video on that. So yeah guys, that's it for this video, and I wanted to just clear some air about investing in German real estate and why it is a good time. It's never a bad time to invest into real estate market, especially in Germany, because German real estate is quite robust, and especially with the supply and demand, it's going to stay like this for a long time. I won't say forever, nothing is forever, but this is quite a good time to buy real estate or invest in real estate in Germany. So keep investing guys. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe, stay happy, and ciao.